Pelé, who passed away in 2022 at the age of 82, scored 77 goals for the Brazil national team. Diego Maradona, who passed away in 2020 at the age of 60, scored 34 goals for Argentina. Zinedine Zidane is 53 years old and scored 31 goals for France. Ronaldo Nazario is 49 years old and scored 62 goals for Brazil. Ali Daei is 56 years old and scored 109 goals for Iran. Ronaldinho is 45 years old and scored 33 goals for Brazil. Kaká is 43 years old and scored 29 goals for Brazil. Paolo Maldini is 57 years old and scored 7 goals for Italy. Roberto Baggio is 58 years old and scored 27 goals for Italy.
Rivaldo is 53 years old and scored 35 goals for Brazil. Romario is 59 years old and scored 55 goals for Brazil. Gerd Muller, who passed away in 2021 at the age of 75, scored 55 goals for Germany. Luis Figo is 53 years old and scored 32 goals for Portugal. Andres Iniesta is 41 years old and scored 13 goals for Spain. Xavi Hernandez is 45 years old and scored 13 goals for Spain. Ruud Gullit is 63 years old and scored 17 goals for the Netherlands. Franco Baresi is 65 years old and scored 1 goal for Italy. Dennis Bergkamp is 56 years old and scored 37 goals for the Netherlands. David Beckham is 50 years old and scored 17 goals for England.
Thierry Henry is 48 years old and scored 51 goals for France. Miroslav Klose is 47 years old and scored 71 goals for Germany. Alan Shearer is 55 years old and scored 30 goals for England. Gabriel Batistuta is 56 years old and scored 54 goals for Argentina. Francesco Totti is 49 years old and scored 9 goals for Italy. Hugo Sanchez is 67 years old and scored 29 goals for Mexico. Cafu is 55 years old and scored 5 goals for Brazil. Roberto Carlos is 52 years old and scored 11 goals for Brazil. Andrea Pirlo is 46 years old and scored 13 goals for Italy. Raúl González is 48 years old and scored 44 goals for Spain. Didier Drogba is 47 years old and scored 65 goals for Ivory Coast.